Let's hear from the coach. We call it Behind the Beard with Bobby Smyrniotis, head coach and technical director of Forge FC. Now, the man who takes us there, here's Anthony Urciuoli on the Forge Audio Network.
Hello, Forge faithful. Anthony Urciuoli with you, taking you behind the beard with Forge FC head coach and technical director Bobby Smyrniotis. Forge struggling a bit of a losing skid, bit of a winless skid, but plenty of opportunity ahead, and that's what we're focusing on with Bobby here. A fresh start of sorts, coming off a long road trip. The club now is back home. 6 matches remaining on the season, and right in the thick of the playoff picture. In fact, Forge still well in contention for that top spot on the CPL table, which would guarantee home field throughout the postseason. And the journey starts this weekend at Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton, September 10th, 5 o'clock start. Forge FC taking on their rivals, Cavalry FC. The September special, courtesy of Bench Brewing. For $30, you get a Forge FC ticket to the match in the gold section, so good seats, plus you get a bench beer sampler. So you get beer and a ticket for $30 for this match only. That's on Saturday. Head on over to forgefc.ca for more. But until then, let's hear from the coach. Bobby talks about the club's opportunity here at hand. Fresh start of sorts, as I mentioned. Also, the club is getting healthier. A couple of key players from this since this organization began are close to returning to action. They've had some injury woes this season, these particular players, and they are training at full strength. Let's hear more from Bobby. Does it feel good to be back home?
Yeah, I think so. It's always good to be back in familiar surroundings, somewhere where we play our best football, and we're looking forward to that. You know, we've had a tough stretch in these ones with 4 or 5 of these last 4 games away. So we're happy to get back this one. We've got one before we hit the road again.
Does it feel almost like an opportunity to kind of restart and reset now that you do have a bunch of matches coming up at home? You finished the season with 3 home matches. Can this be seen as kind of a refresh?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is, we need to become a better version of ourselves and get back to what we're very good at. That's not what we were in the 2 games against Valor, and the players know that. But we'd rather be going through this stretch now than a little bit later. We've got the games in front of us that are obviously important, and we start with Saturday. We focus at one at a time, and when we do that, we're at our best.
Just a health update on the squad and players maybe becoming available soon?
Yeah, I think at this moment everyone's out in full training, so everyone is feeling good. Everyone's gaining full fitness from the guys who haven't been in the lineup, so everyone's available for selection.
Fans who just haven't had a chance to see, Chris, for example, much this season, and maybe some new fans, what can they expect from a guy like Chris Nanko in the lineup?
Yeah, he's a player that brings a lot of energy to the team. He's an attacker with all the abilities to get forward. Good, exciting player who wants to do things at speed and on the dribble. Very good in the 1v1 situations. So, we look forward to kind of progressing him into the squad as the time comes, and along with some of the other players that maybe the fans haven't seen. It's an important time for us, and it's important to have everyone ready to go.
Yeah, and Daniel Kritzen's another player. What does he bring to a lineup?
Yeah, if you ask me, going into 3 years of the CPL, he's the best defender, all-around defender in the league. It's not easy to have a player who defends so well in all aspects of the game, but is also so good on the ball and gives an excellent presence. And we've been excellent on the ball. He just gives us another weapon coming out of the back to be able to play quicker, and a fantastic leader. So when you can get the guy who's been the best defender in the CPL back at this point in the stage, I think it's always a bonus.
Fans can expect, I guess, a playoff-like atmosphere this weekend against Cavalry. What do you see in your opponent this weekend?
Yeah, I think that's all the games coming up right now. Things are very close in the standings, and I think this is a game that's important for both of us. I think for us, it's we need to come out and bring our energy, and I know they will too. They've had some results lately that they're probably not happy with, and they're a team that usually bounces up well. And the one thing we know, it's always a good game when the 2 of our clubs go at it. We're 2 teams that don't like to lose, and both teams are usually up for the occasion. So I expect it to be an exciting match.
What do you see in Borges that seeing him play in the middle of the field different than what maybe we've seen earlier in the year when he played on the wing? What kind of skill set does he bring that makes him valuable in that center of the field?
Yeah, I think it always becomes with a player like Borges is trying to free him up in different spaces and different pockets of the field. So that's where we'll move him around from playing on the outside to the inside. As a player that can get in between the lines and explosive getting forward. And I think that's one of his best traits. But it always depends on the different looks that opponents give us in defending, which zones they give us, where you can get a player and you want to make sure that you're trying to get the best traits out of Borges, and that's what we've done in the last couple of games.
We are the Forge, the mighty, mighty Forge. Just don't think you understand.
This has been Forge FC head coach and technical director Bobby Smyrniotis and Behind the Beard. The most Forge content can be found on the Forge Audio Network with Anthony Urciuoli. Subscribe on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.